All right, once again, the fake news media is trying to shape opinions by taking a stand on issues. Instead of just reporting the news like you're taught to do in journalism school, the leftist media is assuming the role of social justice warriors. And what does the media want? Open borders, including unabated Muslim immigration into the U.S. and Europe. And if there's stories where Muslims are not assimilating with our culture, or if there's neighborhoods in Europe that are no-go zones where you'll get beat up or killed, then shame on you. We're not supposed to talk about that. Just take it on the chin. This is the price we have to pay in the name of diversity, being inclusive, and being progressive. And so Donald Trump dared to put on display some videos of Muslims behaving like savages, and sure enough, the social justice warriors at the LA Times sprung into action. Denounced as racist but retweeted by Trump. Denounced as racist by who? But by the left who want open borders, that's who. And look at this. Trump spread of British far-right groups' anti-Muslim videos draws condemnation in U.S. and abroad. So if we want to protect ourselves from terrorism and barbaric behavior, or if we want to have immigrants who are culturally more like-minded, oh, you're far right, you're racist, sexist, xenophobic, Islamophobic. You know, the LA Times might want to take a look at a study that found that 55% of Europeans want immigration from Muslim countries to stop, to cease. They've had enough of terrorism and seen some of their neighborhoods turn into no-go zones. Another poll found that 49% of Americans strongly agree or somewhat agree with Trump's immigration ban. Only 41% strongly or somewhat disagree with Trump's immigration ban. So 49 to 41%. Yet the media is desperately trying to falsely characterize Trump as taking sides with a far-right fringe group. And this last line of unbiased LA Times journalism, what makes Trump's anti-Muslim retweets different from other stupid tweets? Stupid tweets. The LA Times isn't news. This is the Huffington Post here, folks. How about the New York Times? Trump shares inflammatory anti-Muslim video clips. Hey, here's a news alert. The videos were anti-Westerner and anti-anyone who isn't Muslim. They showed the murdering and beating of non-Muslims. The videos showed Muslims supposedly committing acts of violence. Yeah, I'd say throwing a guy off a building to his death is an act of violence. Are likely to fuel anti-Islam sentiments. What, and that's a bad thing? That we can be safer and less likely to get blown up or run over by a truck because more people will support Trump's immigration ban? Prompted condemnation from the office of Britain's Prime Minister. Theresa May is kind of like John McCain. She's like the British equivalent of a rhino. And that's why the New York Times cherry-picked her comments. Why didn't the New York Times pick a comment from Poland? Oh, that's right. Poland loves Trump. We can't go to them for comments. And then here we have an article trying to convince readers that Islam is the religion of peace and the people who disagree and want to stop the immigration are far right, even though the polls tell a much, much different story. Next, we have the Washington Compost. Top headline, top news headline is an opinion piece aimed at portraying Trump as a bad person who is stirring up the pot. And they use words like misbehave and he needs to be disciplined and controlled. This is not news. This is propaganda. I mean, it's no wonder that a third of the country has such a rabid hatred of Trump. They're brainwashed every day by this stuff. Here's another propaganda piece. Ultra-nationalist fringe group. Again, the writers of the Washington Compost might want to look at some studies. The people of Europe are sick and tired of people getting slaughtered, including children. Here's another headline. There is no hiding from Trump's bigotry. These headlines are just amazing, just blatant. I mean, this is like Nazi Germany style propaganda. I mean, you could just replace everything about Trump with the Jews. You know, there's no hiding from the evil of the Jews. How about NBC? You think the three big networks are unbiased? Trump lashes out at British Prime Minister in far-right spat. Wow. Again, this is not journalism. This is a biased attack article, an opinion piece. And CBS, here's another thing that the leftist media is trying to do. CBS cherry-picked a bunch of responses from leftists who lashed out at Trump, and then CBS purposely cherry-picked a David Duke response in order to associate Trump with the KKK. Again, CBS might want to look into some studies showing that the majority of people in Europe want to stop Muslim immigration. It's not a fringe alt-right thing. And wanting to protect ourselves from slaughter is not racist. And finally, this video won't be complete without looking at the fakest of all fake news, CNN. Trump's anti-Muslim rhetoric hits dangerous new low. Imagine that. Trump's rhetoric is dangerous. Never mind the occasional terrorist attacks. Trump's words are dangerous. Trump's conduct raises questions of competency. Imagine that. When you don't agree with the positions of the left, they're going to paint you as incompetent. You know, that's the new identity politics word being used by the left to shame people. You're mentally ill if you take the other side of an issue that they don't like. Trump was wrong to share videos. And this is classic textbook fascism. The left wants to censor anything that they don't like. And you know, I want to know, is CNN, is the leftist media going to continue kicking and screaming that it's the end of the world for the next 3 years? Because at some point, if you keep crying wolf over and over and over again, people in the middle more and more will stop taking you seriously.